And we're up. How you guys doing? Not much is going right tonight, so I don't. I thought I had ordered um, the crankcase gasket for the 346, but apparently I didn't. So it was not in the HL supply order because I didn't order it. I thought I did, but I didn't. So I have to get that and wait on that. The bearings in those cases, that's not that big of a deal. 8 people here tonight. What's tonight? Thursday night? Thursday night. This 181 I will sell. So if anybody's interested, we get this cleaned up, new bearings, new seals, and see if we can get it sold as a rolling chassis here. So let's bring this up. See if I can see stuff here. James is here again. Good. Bob, you're watching the Bob. That 346 is not going the way I ordered a head. It's the wrong size head. That's on its way back to HL Supply. I thought I ordered gaskets. Nope. So those aren't here either. So I can't put the crankcase together. I was hoping to get it together tonight, and then get a squish number and all that stuff. But no. So got a rough look at. Hey, see Steve, James, William, Bob, all kinds of people here. Who else is here? There's 9 people here. Who else is here? So let's fiddle around with getting this cleaned up. I gotta get the bearings out of this. Um, push stuff off to the side here. Guess I'll pull them out the same way I did earlier. Drain the swamp. And Meg is here. Good. Dan McDermott, how's it going? Welcome. Where's my puller? Here it is. Oh, I gotta pop that seal out too. All right, I'll do that in a minute. There we go. That'll do. There we go. Sometimes you can just hit it. Yep. There's your bearing. Hey, Craig's here. Great. Pull this back through. Bearing drops out. That's crusty. Let me get rid of that. Pull the seal out. Somebody already tried. Man, that's crusty. Yuck. fits in there like that. Nice big fender washers, always nice. The more washers you have in there, the more reinforcement. You get a lot of nice surface area around the crankcase so you don't break anything. Same deal. Sometimes you can hit it, sometimes you gotta hold it. Takes 20 minutes to greet everybody. There's only 10 people here. Bearings out. Put this away for the night, too. Oh, I'm going to lose battery here. Don't know how this one's going to, long this one's going to last up here. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. No cage left. Yuck. Yes, the other bench. You like it, Dan? Finally back to you got it back to the other bench. So now I gotta clean up on here. Yes. Much better. People give me never any trouble for being on the wrong bench, you know. That wheel, let me use a bigger wheel though. Wire. Yeah. This guy. Just a wire wheel inside here just to get the crustaceans out, you know. Get it down to something solid, you know. Scotch Brite. Still some gasket material on here. This looks either really old or some funky gasket material that somebody else used. I don't know. Work to clean up these things. Will you really? At least you're enjoying yourself. Right. Put the positioning pins over there so we don't lose them. I can do. Yuckies and crusties and crusties and yuckies. Cool. Nobody's getting their feelers hurt, okay? Right? Nobody? Good? Okay. got to do some internal work here, but that's better. Yeah. Top. There you go. And not perfect, but definitely do. Okay. Lost your wedding ring. Oh no. Come on. Again. Yeah. Just trying to get all the crustaceans off here. Like anything that's loose, you really don't want in the crankcase. a little bit of mag rot here is not that big of a deal. By the time this a next rebuild comes around, this case is going to be had anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If the mag rot's really bad, you can fill it in with some JB weld, but it doesn't really matter. Bathe it in oil, who cares? Leave it alone. Just don't want anything loose. More crustaceans. I don't know what this is, but crusty here. See, probably like the closest thing to one of these older saws that they're making today is either the 3120s or the 395s. You know, that's probably the closest thing to an older design, you know, if you will. And they are still available, but not necessarily for much longer, you know what I mean? A lot of work, no question. Almost there. Gotta remember, these bearings are press fit. part that I'm scratching on here really isn't a surface where the bearing touches necessarily, but don't want any crustaceans near your bearings. You know what I mean? Pretty good now. Times better than it was. 'Put that one aside. Let's do this one. This is much simpler, I think. Actually, this one I think. Something flat-ended. Hey, Jason made it. Jason, you want a crankcase? This one I'm going to sell. Again, just get rid of the crusties. Again, the bearing's a press fit here. I don't need to worry about this quite as much. It's the seal surface that I do need to worry about. I just want to make sure there's nothing inhibiting the bearing from seating all the way. Steven. Oh, they are very different sizes for different saws. You've hit on a pet peeve of mine. For sure, this is the thing that drives me crazy. And it's one thing that people definitely don't think about. You know, how maintainable are my saws type of thing. And if your saw happens to use proprietary bearings, which a lot of the modern ones do, then you've got a real problem. Yes, I'm selling the case. Well, I'm gonna build this up. hopefully we're going to build it up tonight, and then I'll sell it. Assuming it's good, you know, I got to make sure it's going to be solid, but... I got to get rid of the crustaceans first. You know what I mean? Price, with a crank, seals, and an oiler installed. For you, how about 120 bucks shipped? For this one. Different, yeah, it's different work surface. It's my main bench, Dan, actually. The one you never see. Because I'm always working on the other spot. Yeah, that'll be better. How to ship cheap, the post office killing. Yeah, no kidding. Let me do a different wheel here. Oh, I wonder. Oh my God. A 1-inch pipe cleaner. Oh my word. Instant. Much better. Right there in front of me the whole time. Okay. The promenade bench, yes. All right, let's double hit this with brake cleaner. Yeah. Can't you need a timeout? Oh, wait a minute. We need drinks. Hang on a second. I need a drink. Oh, I forgot to get more of that root beer. Yeah, so the bearings issue, I think, is a very significant one. One of the beauties of the 288 is that the bearings for the bottom end here are off-the-shelf 6203s. Very, very common, reasonably inexpensive, and they're on both sides identical. The seals get a little funky, but in general, the seals are the same on both sides. So this actually has It's a sealed bearing, but you have to pull the seals out. I'll show you why. Okay. So Jason, you want it? 120 bucks shipped. It's yours. So you pull the seals out, and that way the bearings are open. Happened to hit just right. It is a weird Mountain Dew can, isn't it? So this is Mountain Dew Throwback. Real sugar, no corn syrup. Personally, I think this stuff is joy in a can. I really do. But it's hard to find. At least here in Connecticut. So, little anti-seize. This helps the bearing go in easier, and I'm not really worried about it spinning. Just want to press it in smooth. You want to take it? Okay. Yeah, let me make sure that everything turns out okay. Just by the look of it now, it's a pretty solid case. A little dirty and faded, but other than that, the holes look like they're okay. Overall, it's a pretty solid piece. So, you don't bang in the bearing with a hammer. You gotta line it up with a hammer. Where the devil did I just put? Here it is, right here. You feel refreshed, Ken? That's good. I'm sure I would too. Oh man, really? It dropped right in there. If it goes in slightly off center, just take it and tap it. Yeah, you can hear it. Suddenly the sound changes. And now it's on center. All the way down flush. There's your bearing. Do it by hand, do it with the impact, whatever you like. I like it. Okay, put that aside for the moment. Bad jokes, Mega. Bad jokes. Oh. So this is a bit of a different ball game here. So if we're going to put the bearing in on this side, we actually need the oiler. So now I need to go find an oiler. Here, I got bolts. Huh. That one will work? Let's use that one. I got too many bolts. I was probably supposed to sort these. I need oiler bolts. 1, 2. Jason, I think this is the oiler you were supposed to get anyway. Nice thing is I've actually got tons of oiler bolts in here. Just a matter of taking it out. There it is. There you go. So we'll rebuild this oiler here in a minute. This is also a topic of interesting discussion. So these O-rings need to be replaced every time you do this. So you can get these in bulk. You don't have to buy them for $5 a shot from Husky. So just so you know. Pretty clean oiler. So I put the oiler in. And that way you have something to pull the bearing against, essentially. Does not need to be in super tight, because you're gonna pull the bearing against it. Jay Daniels, listen to it 3 times and put on the headset. What was the number before? What? $120 shipped. Yes, $320 shipped. No, $120 shipped. I think Jason's already called it. Jay, don't worry, there'll be more. We're gonna do more of these, because I've got a few. This happens to be shielded, this one, instead of sealed, but doesn't really matter. They're all the same inside. Same bearing. make sure the crankcase is nice and clean. That'll do. So essentially, this is the same with like 660s. They essentially do the same thing. You pull the bearing against the stop, and the stop is an oiler. That's all. Do I ship the tool set? Yes, I do. It can take a bit in customs. I had one get stuck for weeks in customs, supposedly because they sent it to ballistics. They thought it was firearms, which of course it's not, but jeez. That was a little trying, but you know, whatever. But yes, I do ship. It's expensive. It's not cheap. That's it. Keep your bearings in. Yeah, if you want the toolkit, just send me an email. Right now, I'm still waiting on the sleeves, but really hoping that this week is going to be kind of the ticket there. Crustaceans. There we go. Just Krusty's in the oiler hole. Yep, root patency. Okay. So now that the bearing's in, now we got to get the crankcase together. So put that aside, the oiler stuff aside. Back to that later. Now we do get the two case halves. Where's the second one? Put it down here. Let's pick out a crank. Yeah, this will do. What I do, these are used cranks. I'll double check and make sure that there's no cracks in the cage. These are really robust pieces, so not really to worry, but How much difference? The 181. So this is actually a 181 case. Really, the only difference between the 181 and the 281 case is a hole about right here in the PTO side case for a little bump on the clutch cover. Kind of it helps position the clutch cover. You don't even really need it, but so that's degreased. Now we need tools. Large sleeve. And let's get... we should get all this stuff kind of together before we do anything too exciting. Might be good to pull the bolts out too. Figure out what we're using as far as bolts go. So on the PTO side, I get it started. I'll put a tiny bit of oil. Can make it a little smoother to pull in. And then put your rod on. Sleeve. Actually, how am I doing on... oh, not bad on battery. Okay, 50%. Handle. And then I don't happen to have a washer right here. You can use a washer and then the nut, essentially. So always going the wrong direction. And then you put the nut on, crank it on down. This puts no pressure, no lateral pressure on the bearing. So there's no way you're going to flat one of the, flat anything on the bearing. If you do this any other way, basically you put pressure on the bearing, lateral forces. That's it, that's all you need. So, nice thing about the tools is that they are effectively sloppy fits. It comes apart easy, it goes together easy. It's got a handle here, so it leaves this hand free. You can use a ratchet on this side as opposed to using that open-ended wrench, which is terrible. I mean, I can practically do this in the air. So if I've got a cluttered bench like I got, I can still put this together with no problem. Yeah, I think the 181 is 52 millimeter. The 281 is 52 millimeter. The 288 is the 288 is 54 millimeter head. The throttle linkage is a little different on the 181. It's not the roller. What other stuff? The 281, I think, actually has the big spring up here. The 181 does not. The 288 then became, can become the 288 light if you just take off that big spring. So how much of that tool? So I sell what I consider the main kit. It's not all the tools that I sell, but it does 90% of the chainsaws out there. You know, everything from a 660 to a 372, 346 to 3120, an 026, all that stuff. It'll do an 038 in a main kit. That's 170 shipped to the lower 48. What I happen to have is a new old stock case gasket set. I've got this here, but what I also need now, I need case bolts. So those I need to find. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 case bolts of the main case bolts, 2 for the front, there, 1 for the back. That's for the front. For these front case bolts, I may have to. There we go. Oh, great! No, I gotta figure out which one's which. It's one of these two. Simmer down, children. Everybody play nice. Great. Which one is it? Try, James. Try. I know I have more. The question is, which one is it? It might be the longer one here. I think it's the longer one. Let's double check and make sure. That'll definitely take the longer one. Okay, so I'm going to assume it's the longer one. So let's get rid of that one. That's no help. it's a 55. And the shorter one is a 50. Okay, so I need 55s. Go to my bucket of bolts here. There's 40. Great. 55s. Now on a 394, I would most definitely shim this, but for this I don't need to. We'll put dogs on later. I'll let Jason put the dogs on actually, since he's taking the case. But okay, and I'm actually not going to put these on with blue Loctite, so because you can get them off easier then. So now we have all those ready to go. A little bit of blue Loctite on here. Most crucial is right up here. Actually, Jason, I've got something here that you might be interested in. I have a cylinder head here, sitting right here, that you may want. I think it's actually for a 162. .48mm closed port, no decomp. But I'll give it to you cheap. Needs a little bit of cleanup. The piston's got a little rub on it, but the ring is free and it may actually run if you're looking to cheaply do one of the I think it's a Johnson Red 625 or like a 162. So if you got like a 266 case, this might fit really well on it, type of thing. You don't necessarily need goop. I use goop, but okay, so we're Loctited up. Good there. Get a little bit of oil here. Not much, just you don't want to mess up your goops, you know. Okay. Let's do positioning pins. Tap those in. There we go. Now we get our gasket. Now this has had a little bit of time to tack, which is nice. Ready to rock. Okay. Now we need a rod. Rod here. M10. Fits darn nice right off the hot off the factory there. Good, good, good. I'm always surprised when things go right. Large sleeve, not the small sleeve. Large sleeve here. .5/16 handle this time. Again, sloppy fit. Again, nice to use a ratchet. This now just comes right together. Now you could, no harm, in putting some bolts in to guide it together. You can certainly do that if you feel like it. So let's say, you know, do the Craig Timmons thing here and do this. Bolt in. Maybe put the rear bolt in here, that way we don't get that gasket messed up. Again, pull it together. You gotta make sure those positioning pins are good though. Hugely important to get those right. Yeah, part of these are from that bolt pile, probably. Yeah, Maggie.
Are you live?
Yeah. What's up?
How many minutes are you gonna be live? Because we want to play hide and seek. It's game day.
Oh, okay. 10 minutes?
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Now the positioning pins in. Okay. And that's it. I'm probably gonna run the battery here in a bit. I was really kind of hoping to do the bearings on the 346, but I don't think we're going to get there. I was hoping to do the seals on this too, but don't think my battery's going to let me, and the kids want me to. So here's what we're going to do now. Put these bolts in. Yeah, don't worry. I got so many bolts from that bolt pile you just wouldn't believe. And I've got another bag of bolts right here. So now you go back. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, should be 7. Yep. Good. Razor on the gasket right here. Good. There you go. Okay, so I do need to get the oiler on. And the seal in I got to get the seals in and the oiler on. I think we'll be good. So, yeah, we'll do that another day. I'm going to call it. And I'll say thanks, everybody. I do appreciate you guys hanging out. Questions, comments, anything else? Steve, thanks so much. I hope I answered your question about the bearings. It is a very complex issue, and it's a great topic. The bearings thing is definitely a pet peeve of mine. I'm really driven crazy by the fact that all the bearings are kind of some companies use proprietary ones, but the saws that I use, I try not to use proprietary bearings in general. Drain the Swamp, Steve, Mega, James, Ken, thanks to the moderators. Do appreciate you guys. Craig, thanks everybody for dropping by. I do appreciate it. We're gonna get this thing together. Just won't be tonight. So we will hang out some other time. And that's that. Stay safe, everybody, and healthy. And anyway, yeah, you guys get the idea. Take care, guys. Appreciate it.